Okay, guys, welcome back to another Drop Podcast episode. Um, Today is a good day, dude. I think today marks the 50. Hold on, let me check before I say this. Gonna go there. The Drop Podcast on iTunes, by the way, if you don't know. I am on iTunes. Um, Dang, can't find myself. The Drop Podcast. Okay. Oh, today is the 41st. Never mind. For some reason, I thought it was almost there. On the halfway mark. My goal really is. My goal is to get to episode 100 of this. And I was just thinking today actually about like when is I gotta check whenever the 1 year is. Not that it's anywhere close to being the 1 year, but I just need to look into that so that I'm ready. Also, I gotta figure out what I should do for that one. But I don't know. So let's go ahead and get into the 3 things that I'm thankful for. Well, I'm thankful for I would say the fact that I have so many resources. And I'm very thankful for just being born with such great people in my life, such people that I feel like I could really rely on, like growing up and stuff, and that's just something that I really appreciate, especially because I know that like a lot of people, they don't have as great of families and just aren't blessed in the same way that I am, and it's a sad thing. You can't really do much, I mean, you can't do much about someone not having a good family, like you can't control who you're born into, and I recognize that, it's not always fair. Life just isn't fair. That's just the way it is, and but nevertheless, I do feel bad, and even though it's not my fault, I do feel some sort of reason within me to, like some kind of drive. Like I do feel like I should do something, if I can, and but yeah. So I'm just thankful for my family. I would say just because like I said, I think that's probably the greatest resource that anyone has. Because your family, they're kind of a big deal. They're the ones that take care of you, provide for you for pretty much your whole entire life, and that's not something small. That's a huge thing. Like, what's weird? Just the fact that people have kids, because kids are probably the biggest expense that you could ever have. And I mean, I guess you could consider it investment, but I mean, not really. Like, in a way it is, but not really, I think it's a bigger expense than it will ever be an investment. But I mean, either way, that's not how people look at it. But think about this: you go through pain and suffering to produce this little kid that screams in your ear, and and um and then I guess whenever it grows up, I mean, one, it costs you like diapers. You have to pay for diapers, food. You have to feed that baby. I mean, I don't know. It's not a cheap thing. And then you got to put the baby through schooling, and yeah, I mean, I don't know. Case closed. They're expensive, but it does, like, it brings people joy. It's just whenever you think about it, it's whenever you put it in that perspective, it's a weird thing, you know. And I really think that, like, 'cause like some people say, like, oh, well, if it wasn't fun, you know, the process of having kids, people wouldn't have kids. I think for 100% sure that people would still have children. I think it's deeper than that. You know what I mean? Like, just being with the person that I'm with, like, she gets baby fever. You know what I mean? I never get baby fever. I will say, I don't know if this is typical for most men, but, like, I can never say that I look at a kid and be like, gosh, I really want one. You know, for the most part, I'm like, yeah, eventually, but I'm not really in a rush. You know, it's a very, very interesting thing to see, and also, like, just listening to Jordan Peterson talk about this stuff a lot. You know, for some reason, I forget his logic, but for some reason, women just have, like, this natural desire, which makes sense by nature, but I don't know. But I guess people keep having them, like I said, and I really don't think, like, if you were to, like, people, because I've heard people say, like, if it wasn't fun, people wouldn't do it. But you think like, by the first one, clearly, you know, the magic of having that child runs out, and I think it's strong enough to say, like, you know, that you wouldn't want to, that you would at least, you know, wrap up before you ever had that experience again. You know, if it really was just about the initial experience of creation and having that child, so it's got to be more. You know, it's just, it doesn't make sense for it to just be, you know, that. But I don't know. Anyway, on to the second thing. I would say that I am thankful for. I wouldn't say I am thankful for philosophy, dude. There's, like, it just, like, to explore life, you know. And I was thinking about this earlier, like, a lot of science comes from philosophers, and I don't think philosophers get enough credit for that. But I would, you know, because I think they deserve it. What else? I'm thankful for dinner. I am fed every single night, and that's something that is significant to me. Like, this is something that I am very, 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 very grateful for. By the way, I just want to say this dungeon design is really, really good. I don't know. I like the fact that, like, this was, I think, frozen before, and now and it blocked off a path before, but now it's, like, it's opened a path, but it's more challenging in some kind of way. I mean, not, like, super challenging, but I don't know. I think it's clever. All right, so check this out. I uh, I have done this thing. I joined this group. I pretty much went to what's called meetups.com, and I found a group of people that do um they do real estate, and I decided to join a group. And the first time I did, I think something came up. Maybe I forgot about it or something. But anyway, I missed it the first time. And then the second time it came up, I had... Let's see. I just want to see if this opens up a path. Okay, no. But the second time I joined up, I had family in town, so I didn't do it again. But you know, I'm really glad that, I mean, I wish like if I could have done it again, I would have gone back and done it the first time. But this go around, it was less people. Like last month they had like 22 people, he said. But this time, one, it was just me at the very beginning. Like at the very initial start, it was just me and him, and so I kind of got to like be more personalized with him and ask him like very specific questions. Whereas now it was kind of like whereas like last month would have probably been like very quick, very difficult to get all the information that I wish I could have gotten out. You know what I mean? Which I did get out, which is the good thing. So, But so what I learned you can see this in my drop episode if you go to my other YouTube channel, which is just Joshua T. Bryan 64. You can find rap and this, and like regular drop episodes. But now it's just you're only gonna get this drop podcast from this channel. Okay, that's not fair. How do I do this? Let's see. There we go. Shoot. But okay, so I told him my plan, like my initial goal. I don't know if I've talked to you guys about this, but my initial goal with everything is to become financially free, right? And I told him that, and he was like, "Oh, dude, this is, perfect. Like, perfect scenario." This guy owns a company where they manage properties, and he does some other stuff. Like, he'll find you buyers, and I mean, he just seemed like a guru, and so basically what he told me is he said, like what he typically recommends is doing like a 4-family, and then with the 4-family, I guess with that, the opportunities that provides you is you can split it and basically like rent out the room. And he said like at such a young age as I am, like house hacking would be a good option, and especially for like just getting into real estate, house hacking should be really good. So he said if I could get like a 4-family, and I live in it, one, I can get 5% down. So where like typically it's 20 to 30% down. So yeah, so I'm probably gonna end up going that route. But he said because I have a year of work experience, so it's like a year of like tax records and proof of like steady income. But the only problem is I don't have that great of a credit score. So what he told me was that I could get a FA, I think it's like a FAJ loan, and that's like from the government, I guess. I was gonna look into it, but I still haven't. I'll probably look into it this weekend. And look into like a 4-family home too, and check some of that out. But yeah, I mean, So I figured that'll be the route I'm gonna take. And then he also recommended, like, if I worked with a property management company, then that would be a good start for just like gaining experience and growing in my knowledge and learning about this stuff, and just getting myself connected in that world. And so I was thinking about that, and I might drop the job that I'm in now. I'm still thinking, because it's a great job and it's a really easy job, but at the same time, that experience is worth way more than anything else in the world, because it's that freedom that I'm trying to get, right? But then he said, like, another option I could take is to just wait 2 years, save up, and also build up credit. So what he recommended that I do is possibly get like a $10,000 car, take a loan out, because it's ways, like, it's easy to get a loan on a car, I guess. So I'm thinking, like, I could do that, and then that's cool. I like this item. So I could do that, and then, dude, this game is so cool. Okay, but once I take that loan out, then I start building my credit, and that would just be like 2 years of strictly working, saving up, investing in like what I'm investing in now. But the only thing is, like, I'm ready to go. You know what I mean? Like, I want to get my life on a move, and I will wait if that's the smart thing to do, or if I can't get a loan. But basically, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna talk to my bank, who I bank with, which is a credit union. So I don't know if that makes it easier for me. I know there's different rules for stuff like this, but I'm just gonna talk to them, and based on what they say is whether I'll go for, like, if they'll give me that loan and that 5% down, then I'll start looking for that for family, and then start trying to rent it out. And then especially now, if I could get like young people and just I'll have to live with them, which is not something I would prefer to do, but like if I have to do it, I have no problem with that. And then especially if that's gonna be like my start, like if I own this, and then I can just like have that property on hand for however long I need that property, then that's just gonna be how I start building. You know what I mean? So basically, what he said is like it's a really good jumping off point versus starting off like buying a property and whatnot. But I mean, what he said, like, it made a lot of sense to me. So I think I'm gonna give that a shot. So basically, the plan is, for now, talk to my bank, or like the goals, the objectives for now is connect with my bank, see what kind of loan they'll give me, find a property that is good, which I'll probably look for a property and then run it by that group and see like what they think, because oh man, like, it's so awesome, dude. If you want to get into anything, get with meetups.com. Like, it's free. It's a free service where people just put on events and want to meet up with each other. And it's really cool because, like, one of the most difficult things in, like, just communicating with people is not all the time do people want to communicate, right? So it can be kind of, awkward or weird at first, and just difficult to connect. And then you also can feel judged whenever you just don't feel like, communicating at the moment, and someone's like, oh, you're just, I don't know, like, you don't communicate because XYZ, and you're like, no, it's not that. And suddenly you feel like you have to overcompensate or like make up for that. But this is a good way because, you know, you're going because you want to communicate, right? And you're also going to a place where all these people also want to communicate, right? And look, conversation is always going to be easier whenever people are at a place where they're coming to be social. Like, that's one thing that people forget. You wouldn't tell a joke at a funeral, right? Because there's a time and a place for everything. And this is basically setting you up with that time in that place through someone else who's putting it on. And there's tons of things. Like, there's, like, a French group that I'm going to meet up with at some point. You can get probably with, like, math people. I saw, like, Dungeons and Dragons, which is not my interest. But if you are interested, you know, and that's your thing, then that's something that you can definitely do. So, yeah, and it's a really great resource to build your network and meet people. But so I think that's going to be, like, definitely a huge tool for me from now on. And also, like, this group. Like, it was a really great group, very, very relaxed, like, very laid back. But still, the guy was very, very educated on, you know, all this stuff. And okay, this is weird. How do I go? Okay. Yeah. If you guys ever have any questions on, like, real estate, not that I know anything, but, you know, I've looked into it. You know what I mean? Like, just based on what they told me. Like, there was this guy. There's people from all over that are doing this. There's this guy from Alaska that was looking to some real estate. So I thought, I mean, that was, like I said, it's just, you know, people from all over. Lots of great resources. Okay, what the heck? I wonder. Leave or enter. I don't know how else to go about this. Can I pull it? No, I can't pull it. But my plan is, if I can't get a loan right now and get that property just to have it under my belt, then, I mean, obviously I'm probably just gonna keep working at GTS. I mean, oh shoot, I didn't just say that. I'll probably just keep working on my old job and then get to the point where I can pretty much live. I'm trying to think. So I would keep working, and I would probably keep working until I can pay that house off, maybe. But I do have a concern. I don't want to. How do I go about this? Hold on. Okay. Shit, I forgot what I was gonna say, but I actually have to go do something, so I'm gonna go ahead and get right through this. Shoot. Okay. I have to do the other way. So, alright, so I'm gonna go ahead cut this off here. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll make sure that, like, I'll take notes that I have to finish this conversation, because this is all really good information. Just on stuff like real estate in general, and I think could be really useful for people. Also, I might start, like, doing, like, show notes for this so that you guys can, like, check that out and sort of get more information if I have more information. But anyway, like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I hope you will definitely come back for more. And I also have these on pretty much any podcasting website that you listen to podcasts on. So if you want to check out more content, there's 40 episodes before this one. This is the 41st that you can find on Spotify. Or if you go to my old YouTube, you can find the original stuff, that would be Joshua T. Bryan 64. But this is just strictly for the podcast. But if you guys want to show some support, if you go to my website at joshuatbryan64.com, then I have a Patreon page that you can go to, or just a place where you can donate if you'd like to. But there's some extra bonuses if you want to do that. The Patreon. And then there's also you can. I'm trying to think. I guess I didn't have to leave the room and come back. And then let's see what else. I know there's one more thing that I have for you guys, but I don't know. I can't think of anything right now. So with that all being said, I guess I will check you guys next time as soon as I finish this puzzle. Okay. Do this, did that, be very careful. Do that, boom, come on. There we go. Okay. Alright, now, that being said, I'm gonna get to the next room. How about that? Because this is not a good place to leave. This would make sense, okay. Alright guys, now I will check you guys later. Thank you for watching. See ya.